Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I am doing a vlog and I'm going to be reading the 3 worst rated books on my TBR according to Goodreads. So I am literally going to go on Goodreads right now and I am going to go to my TBR. So I added all my physical books are on my TBR on Goodreads. So I am going to go to my want to read section and I sorted them by rating and then reversed it. So, oh boy. I am going to be reading the worst books that I physically own and on Kindle as well. The book coming in number 1. The worst rated book on my entire TBR was a gift from one of my friends, James, for my birthday. And it's A House at the Bottom of a Lake by Josh Malerman. This has 14,348 ratings and a 3.21 overall average star rating. I mean, this one is short though. It is only 118 pages, so it's a little novella, which makes me less scared because I don't know, I love novellas, so even if they're bad, like I usually don't like hate them because I can get through them super quick. So I don't know how I'm gonna feel about this. I swear to God, if this is a Riley Sager House Across the Lake situation happening, I'm gonna rage, okay? I don't know. I've heard so many mixed things. Like, so many people I know like this one. So many people I know hate it. I guess we'll see. The next book, coming in with a whopping 7,903 ratings with an overall 3.26 average star rating, is Good Rich People by Eliza Jane Brazier. So this book I own on Kindle actually, and a lot of people that I know like this book actually. I really haven't heard any bad reviews about it. I'm pretty sure Gabby liked it. Like, a lot of people that I have similar taste with liked this book. So I don't know why it has such bad reviews. It's giving me like rich people drama thriller vibes, which I typically enjoy. So I don't think I'm gonna hate this one. At least I hope I'm not going to. It's 321 pages. I'm going to like this one. See, all my friends on Goodreads, 5 stars, 4 stars. Where are all these like 1-star ratings coming from? I don't have a single friend on Goodreads that rated this less than 3 stars. I'm confused. And then coming in 3rd place, oh boy, this one I've heard the opposite. This one I've heard nothing but bad reviews. I haven't heard a single good thing about this book, and it is Anybody Home by Michael Sedlinger. This one I got in my Nightworms package, and listen, I don't know what it is. I'm not gonna lie, I usually end up hating my Nightworms books. So that's why I've been skipping a lot, because I don't know what it is. Sometimes, like most of the time, I just end up, like those end up being the horror books that I rate really low. So I don't know what it is. I'm always excited for them. They always sound great in premise, and then I just don't know how to feel. So I'm very nervous about this one. It's 258 pages, only has 596 ratings, but a 3.30 overall average rating. This is about home invasions. It's home invasion horror, which typically is something that scares the living shit out of me. It's one of my biggest fears. It says, from initial canvassing to home entry, the reader is complicit in every strangling and shattered window. The fear is inescapable. I mean, this sounds terrifying in premise, but I don't know. Everyone that I've spoken to that has read this book hated it. So, fuck me, am I right? So, my prediction going into this is that this is going to be my least favorite. House at the Bottom of a Lake will be in second place, and my favorite is going to be Good Rich People. So that's my prediction. I'm sticking to it. And if you want to see me possibly rage and possibly have some unpopular opinions, just keep watching. Hi, so I started reading Good Rich People. I'm about 30% of the way through, and guys, I actually really like this book so far. What did I tell you? Hopefully it doesn't disappoint me, but in this book, this is a thriller, and we are following this woman, Lila, I think her name is, and she is this rich lady living in this mansion with her rich husband, and her husband's mom, so her mother-in-law, is this woman, Margot? Is that her name? But she's another super wealthy, rich woman. And basically, we learn that her husband and mother-in-law like to play this game where they have this guest house, and basically they look for like kind of another wealthier person to live in their guest house, and they basically play like games on them and try to like ruin their life. So they do like all kinds of fucked up, weird, sinister things to the person living in this guest house. So now the mom says that our main character Lila has to be the one to basically mess with the new woman that just moved into the guest house. So we are flipping between her POV, and she is just kind of married into this family, so she actually has a little bit of like a moral dilemma where she's like, I don't really want to be doing this, like it's not right, but also she is hilarious. She is just like this rich woman that's like, oh my god, I almost had to get a job, it's like inhumane. It reminds me of like, I don't know, like some terrible person on like a reality TV show. The comments that she makes are just over the top, ridiculous, hilarious. I'm like cackling. And then she's kind of like, but why does my mother-in-law want me to like mess with this person? So at the same time, we're also getting a different POV from this woman who's living in the guest house. So it's really like, we're just flipping back and forth, and I don't know, so far I'm really liking it. I mean, it's definitely ridiculous, like eye-rolling, over the top satire, but I don't know, I like it. I don't know, I love just like the rich people drama, like, oh my god, I have to like work, how awful. I mean, I can definitely see why some people probably think that the writing is just ridiculous and bad, but I don't know, I think it's hilarious so far, so we'll see. Good morning. So, it's Saturday. I'm about to go to work. I'm wearing all black today because I feel like I'm going to my funeral. So I finished Good Rich People yesterday. Thursday I read 50% of it. Yesterday I read the next 50%, so it took me 2 days to read. It was just quick, easy. It was, I don't know, like the average length of a book, like 300 and some pages, but it just flew by for me. Like there was no fluff or extra shit that we didn't need to know. It just went by so quick. But guys, I liked this book. Listen, it was ridiculous. It was over the top. It was kind of silly. The second half I was kind of like, what the fuck is going on? It was kind of just dumb, but it was so fun. Like just following these rich people and the twists that are kind of thrown in there with the two POVs and kind of what happens at the very end. I was like, okay, like, I don't know. I liked this one. It was a fun time. Don't go into it expecting it to be like a masterpiece or something like that. It's just a fun thriller, and that's what reading is all about, okay? I understand this book is not for everyone. It's kind of like, you know, ridiculous in a way that I think it would annoy some people, and a lot of people are gonna think that it's dumb, but I'm not someone that like critiques books like that. If they're fun to me, they're fun. So I gave this one 4 stars. I think it was just like a solid thriller. I don't know. I don't really have anything bad to say about it. You came for rants and you're getting raves. I don't know. I just thought it was just hilarious too. Like the rich woman main character, something along the lines of $20. I couldn't even buy a loaf of bread with that. It reminds me of the mom in Arrested Development when she was like, it's one, what did she say? Now I need to look this quote up, it's gonna bother me. I mean, it's 1 banana, Michael. How much could it cost? $10? That's what it reminds me of. That's the vibe of this book. It's just a crazy fun time. Then I started, hey, cat, stop it. I started A House at the Bottom of a Lake by Josh Malerman. I got like 50 pages in, so I'm about like 20%. And so we're following these teenagers. They're going on a date on this lake, like canoeing, and they're canoeing and swimming, and then they discover that there is a house at the bottom of the one lake, hence the title. And that's as far as I've gotten. I mean, so far it's kind of like eh. I've seen a lot of people on Goodreads actually give this like 4 or 5 stars, so I don't know what's gonna happen, but I don't know. There's something about Josh Malerman's writing, especially when he writes about teens. His books feel very YA. And I felt this way about Daphne too. It just read very YA. I feel like his books are labeled as adult but read like YA books. So I don't know, you guys. I don't know if he's an author for me. I don't know, we'll see. We'll see when I finish this book how I feel, but I really did not like Daphne. I know a lot of people loved that one. I liked Bird Box, but I'm like reading this and I'm like, this is reading like a teen book, but his books are supposed to be adult. Listen, that's fine if this is a good book, but if this is not a good book, I'm going to rage. Hi. So I am more than halfway through this book, you guys. Nothing has happened since my last update. Like, I kid you not, nothing has happened in the last 30% of this book. It's just 2 teenagers swimming and swimming and swimming, and then they see the house and they're like, oh my god, this is amazing, and then they get scuba diving equipment and they're swimming. Listen, something better happen in this book because I am just over it right now. And also, there's this weird like sex scene. It's like an underwater sex scene with these 2 teens, and he starts kissing her eyelids, and he's like, I start kissing, you know, all the important places, like her eyelids. And I was like, that's not how this works. The important places. Guys, I can't do it. So anyways, also, we're just reading about these 2 teens, and she's like, I think I love him. They've been on 2 dates. I think I love him. And he's like, I think I love her. I think I'm in love. And she's like, oh my god, I can't wait to get married underwater. These teens. I cannot read books like this, you guys. Like, I've honestly, so far, I have read better YA books than this that is labeled as an adult book. So yeah, anyways, that happened. And that's about all. That's all that happened. But yeah, something better happened in this last half because I can't do it anymore. Also, the next book, Anybody Home, has no audiobook. And I think that's the only way I'm gonna be able to get through it. And there's none. There's none available. Why do I do this to myself? I'm literally torturing myself for your entertainment, so. Okay, hi. So it is at least a week later, 2 weeks later. I don't even know. I've been so bad with keeping up with my vlogs. Listen, who needs to keep up with the Kardashians when you can just try to keep up with me and my procrastination? What am I even saying? Anyways, I have some tea for you. So, forever ago, I finished A House at the Bottom of a Lake, and guys, this fucking book. Okay, so literally nothing happened until the 75% mark, and this is a teen love story. It's like a YA romance with like, he tried to throw some spooky elements in there and it just did not work for me. So this entire book is just like, oh my gosh, he's so hot, I think I'm in love with him. And then he's like, oh my god, I think I love her. And they're like, oh, this is our second date, I love you. They're having so much intercourse, and I don't think I've ever read about a 17-year-old penis or 17-year-old breasts more in my entire life than I have in this book. It was just non-stop to the point where I was gagging. Like, I can't. And then, like I said, around the 75% mark, things start happening, I guess, and like, basically nothing happened. Like, this was basically a book about absolutely nothing. And then the end happens where, like, the very end of the book, I don't get it. What was the end supposed to be? I honestly don't think I understood anything about this book. It was readable, I guess, like, for that purpose. I'm giving it a 1 star. It was at least readable, but what was that ending? This book, I'm convinced this is just like a YA romance that doesn't make sense. Like, what the fuck? I don't think Josh Malerman is for me. I liked Bird Box. It seems like all his other books are a dud. Goblin. On my TBR, I've owned it for like years and I just won't read it. I mean, like, I want to try to read it eventually, but I've just been so put off because I just haven't been a huge fan of his books other than Bird Box. So, I don't know. I don't understand where people are rating, like, there's so many 4 or 5 star reviews on my Goodreads, and I'm like, did we read the same book? Like, did I miss something? Because I don't get it. I don't get it at all. Like, not even in the slightest. But wait till the next one. I tried reading Anybody Home. Like, I honestly tried. I tried so hard. And I had to DNF this one. I got 50 pages in before I DNF'd. I just knew immediately, like, this writing style was not gonna work for me. You know, we're following this guy who's a home invader, and he's basically talking to you, like, he talks to you like this, like, you are gonna go into that house, and we are, you know, I am teaching you how to do this, and I'm bringing a camera, and you're gonna break into this house, and you're gonna go up to this person and do this. Like, it's like he's teaching you how to be a home invader. And it's just like he's like bragging about all these successful home invasions that he's done and how he breaks into homes and just senselessly murders people and tortures them. But like, it sounds better than the actual execution for me. I have read some good reviews about this. It seems like some people enjoyed this one. I hear that the author is really nice, so of course I feel bad like talking shit when authors are nice, but yeah, this writing style just doesn't work for me. And then the victims, it's like victim 1, victim 2, victim 3, and they're referred as like numbers throughout the book. And I'm just kind of like, what the fuck? Like, you couldn't at least give them a fictional name or something? It was just like number 1, number 2, and there's just a lot of grammar and editing errors, and like sometimes, you know, the number symbol will be like the dollar sign or like, I don't know. It was just like, I'm just not a big fan of the way that this was written, and it was just boring me to tears, and I had to stop. I was like, there's no sense in like reading this entire book and torturing myself for 200 pages just for the sake of this video. Like, I just, mentally, I am not okay right now, and I just cannot force myself to like read these books just because I own them or whatever. Like, I can't do it anymore. I need to start DNFing. So basically I've been selling a lot of books on Pango, and if I know I'm not into something, I just upload it on there because I know someone else will appreciate them more than me. Like, this one is even signed, you know. I just feel like if someone else is gonna enjoy this book, I would rather they have it than me sit here and try to force myself to read it just so I can like bash it online. It doesn't make sense. So yeah, not a fan of this one. Bored me to tears. It's very rare that I DNF a book, but I knew immediately. Like, page 3, I immediately knew, like, I don't think I'm gonna be into this one. Someone said on the cover, this book makes Cabin at the End of the World by Paul Tremblay look like a cakewalk. This is the most intense psychological horror, sorry Belle, that you've ever read. Seriously, it makes Out by Nachu Carino, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, look tame. What a stupid quote. Seriously, sadly, I thought this looked promising when it first came out, but it is just not for me. So yeah, unfortunately, I was 100% correct in this video. I think obviously my ranking was 100% correct. I really did enjoy Good Rich People. House at the Bottom of the Lake was 1 star, but somehow made it in 2nd place. And this one I didn't rate because it was a DNF. So yeah, I hope you got some enjoyment out of this video. I'm not as like crazy and lively as I usually am because I'm dealing with some shit right now. Like, heavy shit. Literally. Just kidding. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in my next video.